now we're up to the basing stage of the Davco model. So we've got the ocean bases we did last time, and one of the ships that we did here on this left side is a destroyer. So I cut all my bases at 4 inches to start with, and then I've trimmed one of them down to 3 inches. So the destroyer will fit on the 3-inch one. I just think 4 inches is a little bit too long for bigger ships. And I'm just going to talk about quickly how I base them. So start by taking them off of here once they're primed and painted. So that's the base paint for them. And we'll keep that bit of cardboard. We'll use that later for another project. And the 4 bases here, one on each base, and then excuse me. And then what I do is I actually use blue tack. So stick them down. I don't glue the ships to the base. And partly because if this base warps because it's only cardboard, if it gets damaged, if something's wrong with it over time, I can simply pull the ship off and replace the base. So all I do is just get a small piece of blue tack, roll it till it's flat, tubular shaped, then starting at one end of the ship, just place it underneath and just place it along the length of the ship, and then put it on. Being a larger ship, I sort of try to have a little bit of distance at the front and a little bit of distance at the back, fairly central, because we'll put tags on this in another video. And then I just push them down. Now you might get some blue tack you can see here has come out the sides, so you can see around here, and we can trim that off at the end, or before you paint, you can trim that away. So that's on, stays on, no worries. And then we do the next one, and I just repeat this process for however many ships I'm doing. Sometimes I might be doing up to 20 at a time. I can do sometimes, and I just continue with that. Push that blue tack on there, so it will stick, and just give it a good push down, a bit of a wriggle, and you can see there's a fair bit of blue tack sticking out the side there. Well, we can just trim that off, and if you want to trim that off, I just normally get the Stanley knife, just run it down the edge of the ship like that, and you'll find that will just peel away. So that's no real problem there, and you can just go around all the ships and trim off like that. The destroyer, which is quite small, I don't use heaps to base them. Just put a little bit on there, and then set that fairly central. And once again, you can see there's a bit of blue tack sticking out there. Run the Stanley knife down the edge, just flick it out, and that's the ship's base. So there's one more here to do, but it's a pretty simple process. And like I said, I can sometimes do 20 or more at a time, this same process. And then if anything happens to them in the future with the bases, they get damaged, like I said, they're easy to pull off and replace. So I'll just push that down. And that there, you can see once again there's a little bit of extra sticking out, and that's easy, just taken off like that. So that's my method for basing them. So we've got them all based there, the 4 ships that we started with at the start of this series of videos. And next step will be starting to paint some of these decks in the next video, and then after that we'll talk about labels and labeling them. So thank you very much for watching.